Hope you guys are having a great day today. I'm about to have breakfast. I'm having breakfast. And before we get into today's show, uh, got to get a cup of coffee. That was a sip. My first sip was in honor of all the military for today. Today is the 7th of December, 80 years ago. Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor happened, right? The Japanese attacked our Navy and destroyed and crippled a lot of our people, man. A lot. It was probably around over 2,400 soldiers lost their lives that day. Gosh, I think we lost about 20 plus ships. Even though that was like the worst thing that could ever happen in United States history as far as military, it's one thing you don't do. And of all people to pick a fight with, the Navy. Now, I give salute and honor to all of my Army guys. But the Navy, you can joke and say what you want to. Well, we can joke. You can't. If you do, you find yourself in an awkward position. What's up, DK? What's going on, man? Salute, brother. Salute. Thank you for being here, man. Just wanted to start, before I start today's show, I wanted to give honor to the families, the surviving families. I'm sitting there thinking, every year this time I think about my dad he turned 3 during this attack down in Mississippi. My dad was 3 years old when this attack happened. It's crazy. Feeling the building, what's up, bro? Today, my watch of the day, had to go Hamilton, but my secondary watch, Naval Chiefs, right there, this watch is in tribute to you guys. DK, salute, because I know you still fighting, bro. Appreciate you, man. And anybody that's in the military, man, you gotta, bro, send up a prayer for those that surviving members, because I listened to Pearl Harbor, the story of Pearl Harbor, and I don't do it just on today. I just like anything that has to do with the military across all branches, with the exception of Space Force. I haven't really dug into them yet. Man, just listen to them testimonials and stuff like that. I actually got a chance to talk to one, a surviving member. What was this? It had to be 15 years ago. About 15 years ago. Talked to a surviving member and a member of the Tuskegee military, a pilot. I actually met 11 of them here as we were getting ready to go to Iraq. It was like, man, I'm telling you, that was probably like one of the highlights in my military career. All right, now that we got that out the way, gotta unbox it. And I will gladly direct you guys that if you can't stay, go look at the link below. I have a list of watches. They're all Homage pieces. And today is about Homage pieces, or a Homage piece, because I have it sitting right here in this package. Haven't unwrapped it yet. And we're going to talk a little bit about it, man. So I'm going to need a little bit of crowd participation today, if you will. I want to know from you guys, how do you feel about Homage watches? How do you feel about that? Do you think there's a place for them? Now, granted, this is a safe place. If you hate it, if you think Homage watches are a detriment to horology, leave it in the comment section. You know what I'm saying? As long as we're all respectful of each other, we good. You know what I'm saying? We good. Man, I got some fruit, y'all, man. Hold up, man. This fruit look too good. Y'all want to see the fruit I got? They cut it fresh for your boy. Strawberries, pineapples. I wonder if they ate a lot of pineapples in Hawaii. They do, because the Hawaii come up with the that pizza with the pineapples on it. I'm curious. Oh, it's grapes down at the bottom. Okay. But the presentation with the strawberries and pineapples was fire. Yes, sir. Tactically reposition the necessary asset. Oh, wait, I'm done. Look, I got the screenshot. Oh, man, hold up, bro. promise you, man, you should have never said that. I'm using that for the rest of my life, bro. Till I die. It's never no unboxings. That's gonna go in the title, bro. That's crazy. You would say something like that, bro. What's up, Jay Jones? All right, so I want to get off into this real quick and put this food off to the side just for a second. Just for a second. All right. H2O. All right. If you saw the thumbnail, you already know what the Homage is and the Doxa 300. This now, if you don't know what the Doxa is a watch that, I mean, the Doxa, gosh, what did it go back to, 1889 or something like that? I'm not really familiar with Doxa as a whole, but I do know that sub they got, the watch that's Homage in this, I want to say it was a 67, and this watch has a 300 meter depth ratio on it, helium escape valve. They use a 2824 chronometer certified piece or movement, if you will. And it is an acquired taste, according to some of the people that talk about Doxa. So let's get into it. I could have just ripped this open, but I'd much rather use a knife. Let's see the packaging. All right, it's the packaging right here. Make sure it's set for somewhere. I ain't got a lot of space over here. Come on, y'all. This sun is beaming, man. Last time I was here, man, last time I left, I did a unboxing here before last week and left the box here. Man, the sun's been. I ain't got no here, I gotta hide. I gotta sit back. Y'all, what's going on? Ben 10. Wrist check on December 7th. Yep. There you go, right there, bro. The Hamilton. For those that's wrist checking, and I know people are wearing their, some people are wearing their military-based watches today in tribute to Pearl Harbor, which is, man, oh, that's a terrible story. But the resiliency of this man, the Navy, it came back. Nice Hamilton. Thank you. And my secondary watch, I don't have it on, but like, yep. I'm rocking military stuff today. As you can tell, PT cap. Yep. All day. All right. I love Homage watches, Philly said. You served in the military? Yes. I was in the Army. What's for breakfast? Okay. I'm having, so I'll show you. So my usual, I had the salsa, fruit, and breakfast quesadilla, egg, bacon, cheese, the good stuff, you feel me? Whoa, almost dropped it. All right. Without further ado, because I don't want to drag this on, I'm wearing a bare wrist. You wearing bare wrist? Put yourself a timeout video. You cannot watch this show bare wristed. I hope you just got out the shower or something, though, and you're about to put a watch on, because there is no way. Thank you, DK. I appreciate that. As long as you get, listen, hey, don't fault me, bro. Well, I'm glad it didn't go into the Air Force, but that's neither here nor there. All right, let's get into this bad boy, which is when you're getting a Pagani design, expect what you expect. All right, so it's not bad. Open it up, and I'll let you guys see it first because this is on top of it. Come on from there. Y'all see it? I can't see y'all seeing it. There you go. Now I can see y'all seeing it. Now, I'm at a severe disadvantage in comparison because I don't have a Doxa. I've never held a Doxa timepiece, but I can tell you this thing heavy. This sucker's heavy. Now this thing is powered by the NH38, so no date. If you don't know anything about the NH series movements, NH38 does not have a date. It does have a ghost date, right? So when you pull it out, pull the crown out, it's going to hit the positions you need it to. Now, I do know the original Doxa, so hold up, let me finish. This comes with, is this screw? Oh, okay, no. I was gonna say, I thought this was a screwdriver. Push pin, so they give you a tool so you can actually do the work yourself, but you need a hammer. And then you have, let's start it. Instructions and all this stuff, user manual, and just regular cushion. Nothing too fancy. Guarantee card. They didn't sign it, but I didn't think they would anyway. It's a Pagani. They're like, bro, get out of here. Pagani do offer a 2-year warranty on their watches. So let's get a good look at this thing. It's just mummy wrapped in plastic. Hey, I'm gonna tell you what I like. I think this is a nice touch. It's professional because I know when you go to an AD, what watch company does this? On their price tag, Longines does this. Longines has that same style on certain watches, not all of them, certain watches. I know they have it on their chronometer certified pieces. And this is a nice touch. And you know what? I would say rightfully so for this watch, because if you don't know about the Doxa, it's a pretty serious watch, right? Jacques Cousteau wore this watch, right? This was actually worn by like naval divers. This is a serious timepiece, but now they got equipment that they can tell that they use when they dive with, but you could definitely use this one. And this one does not have a helium escape valve on it. So this is just a homage to the Doxa. Now, again, I'm in a severe disadvantage because I've never held a Doxa. So I want, I don't know how close to the original it comes. I mean, just from looking at videos, I mean, it's, if you had a Doxa on and this on across the room, I would think two guys had on the same watch, right? Until you actually get up on it. It looks pretty decent though. Let me get some of this flash up. What'd you say? Clean watch. The Doxa was worn by the first deep submerged rescue vehicle DSRV pilot. So that design has some historical significance, at least within my community. Yeah, now, let me say this. Bro, I'm glad you brought that up, because I do want to say on the Dab Masters. So, N10 Doxa watches are really nice. I'm starting to want a Doxa. Okay, so here's the deal. Hold up. Yes, Cousteau. Vic just finished early errands, and this guy is eating in front of us again. Yep. Let me say this, y'all. Let me say this. I am not against homage pieces. I promise you, I'm not. I like homage pieces because they serve a purpose. One, and I know we talked about this yesterday. We touched on it a little bit yesterday. But you have to, like, if you're gonna dive into buying homage pieces and stuff like that, or dabbling in it, and you are a collector, your perspective may not be as severe as somebody that's a YouTuber or somebody that sells watches, right? Or a creator of watches. Now, I've heard this term. Pagani Designs should not have the name design in it because they didn't design the watch. It's still a design. It's the design of a well-known watch. So yeah, I don't argue the fact. I think sometimes people look too much into it. And as long as I can remember, there's always been a clone or copy of something, right? And until you're educated, you have no idea, right? All you know is You want that particular item because it represents something. And in this case, this one right here, even though they were like, this watch comes out in '67, right? You already had the dive watches that from the '50s, but Doxa had an opportunity of looking at that, right? This is crazy, right? And this is nothing I read. This is just common sense. You look at a company that was designed on luxury watches. That's what Doxa was when they first started back in the 1800s, late 1800s. Luxury watches, and they were inexpensive, right? Affordable watches. And then they see this dive watch craze, and they came up with a watch. They said, hey, you know what? We're going to attack this a certain way, and we're going to come out with a proficient watch for people to swim. And it was. Who is it? I can't remember the author's name that talked like his created character had one of these watches on. Oh, I can't even get this thing off, bro. I'm sitting there struggling trying to get this tag off, and I got a knife, so get out of here. This tag was kicking my butt. I get that later. Just crap out of here. Okay, so okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. I thought this thing was gonna have a middle clasp on it. Push button deployment. You got 3 levels of micro adjust. Not bad. The bracelet looks pretty decent, man. Pretty legit. It looks authentic to a good copy to the original. Let's see what's going on. I should try one on this week or next week. I'm so lazy. I don't try on watches enough. You motivate me to try watches. You have to. You got to. But I will say, even though like, if you're in a position where like the original, I think this one is like $1,500, right? Not this, but the Doxa. It's $1,500. And dare I say, it's affordable. You know, I know I'll get some pushback from somebody because $1,500 is a lot for some people to spend. I get that, but I will say, in the event that you really, I would say, get the original. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get this to scratch that itch, and you got the money to buy the original, I would say buy the original. Why not? Well, look at the case back. You got like a sea turtle in there. But I would say this one though. Hold up. Last test. Ooh, it's a lot of fun. Bezel. The bezel on this one is like, but keep in mind, this one is, now you can go down in my description. I think it's $125. I think it's like 125 or 129, one of the two. I don't think that's a lot because I've actually bought a number of pro divers for around that price, like 119 with the NH35 in it. And we all know that the pro diver is a homage to Submariner. So, good grief, yo. That plastic, man, y'all know I've been wrestling with this plastic for a second, man. This plastic, like I see the line where it's supposed to come off and it's not coming. There we go. God, yo. Sheesh. All right, so now that I have it loose, not too bad. I mean, this is not bad. It's flexible. Let's see what it look like on wrist. That's what it look like on wrist. Bad. So the original Doxa 300 is 42 millimeters, 41 and a half, 42. So I think it's closer to 42 millimeters. What's up? Welcome in. Man, Trap, you know Pagani is a car too. Yes. 3.5 million. Hey, that's crazy. Yeah, that's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money. Oh, and I think this one does have sapphire crystal. I don't know if there's any AR. I doubt there's AR coating on it, but I will confirm. in another video when I actually walk through this thing. But my first reaction to it, man, it's pretty cool to watch. I gotta check the loom on it. Yeah, I gotta check the loom. Let's see, is that on there? I don't know. That's the crown, side crown. I mean, my first impression, I don't think it's bad. Let's see, Pagani design. I think it's 200 meters or what? No, let's say 300 meters. 300 meters, it says. Model number is PD 1719. So, I still say put some respect on Doxa's name, but I think they do a good job from what I've seen on pictures and those people that have reviewed the Doxa 300. This thing looks the business, as another YouTuber would say. This thing does not have a date like the Doxa, and I see that the second hand has that box on it. It's cool. You know what's funny? I'm looking at the hands, look like it got like, the design look like little torpedoes or something. You see there? It look like little, it's shaped like little torpedoes at the tips of it. I think it's cool. Cool watch. Wistful ignorance. What's going on, bro? Over $1,000 for a watch is expensive no matter what. There's never any reason to go over your financial comfort zone for anyone else. Homage are great for that reason. Bro, DK, trust and believe that there's somebody that, there's a few that will argue that against you, bro. Y'all, excuse me, I have to take a bike break. I gotta finish my breakfast. Yeah, DK, there's some people that will argue that, bro. And based on what I researched yesterday, there are a number of people that do not like Homage pieces. They hate them. They feel that it destroys the integrity of the original piece. So, and the crazy thing is, one thing I did not agree with is, I believe it gives you options. It gives a collector options. And some people I don't know. Some of the comments that I saw about Homage watches, and especially this one, Pagani design. There was one comment that was the strongest, saying Pagani design does not have a place in horology. It should be destroyed. They should not exist. Pagani design should not exist, according to what I read on the internet. A little expensive though. BK, the legend himself. They can argue all day, bro. I'll be right here handing off right now, man. I don't know. I sent out a request to do a live with, some people. I'd much rather do a live with them just so they can, get their point out there. Not to start no beef or nothing like that, but I'm like, there's millions of people that tune in to YouTube hour to hour, right? And people make assessments on what they're gonna buy. People come in to see what's new, what's affordable. And the one thing I know for a fact, that's not considered, is the people that they may not care to buy that. Their belief system as far as spending is not wasting money on anything over $500. Because they may be into real estate, they may be into, I don't know, maybe they setting up, college fund for their children, but they still want a nice timepiece. And I'm telling you right now, for those that like dive watches, this thing is fresh, man. This thing is fresh. I'm gonna size this sucker today, man. Throw that thing on, man, and I'm not gonna wear it for the rest of the day. I'll probably throw it on tomorrow. Because every watch I throw on today will be military based. That's just where I'm at with it. But I don't know why. It's like seeing two girls fight and when he gets to go home with the abusive man. That sound like Brandy and Monica. Boy is mine. Mm-hmm. And the most interesting thing I've seen on YouTube, and I stand by this, is that like how people argue over stuff, man. And what people consider garbage in comparison to other things. I mean, there's a couple of watches in my collection that somebody made fun of me 2 years ago. It was a YouTuber made fun of me 3 years ago. Not just me, but all Invicta collectors, man. But they used my face on there. It was funny. It was funny. Very low stress. And I know people like to poke fun and do stuff. I wasn't even offended. I laughed at it. And I said, well, one thing you can't do, you may not like the Invicta watch as a whole, but you can't deny the community behind it. At all. Not in the least bit. I'm in that camp trap. I stick to a $500 budget on watch purchases. Trap, you better wear military all day. It is, bro. I am. It is. Doxa does have, I mean, I'm considering getting a Doxa at one point, like the authentic Doxa. And if I do, of course, I won't get the orange. I'll get that blue. Cause I think that blue one is beautiful. And I like blue's my favorite color. But I mean, I'm in no rush, right? And I'm pretty sure, I guarantee you, by the time I'm ready to buy a Doxa, I'm gonna get it at a discounted price because I'm gonna buy a pre-owned. Point blank period. I don't see a need for me to drop a whole bunch of cash on watches, man. But to each his own, though. To each his own. Because I feel sometimes when those comments are made about buying particular watches or what you won't do, if there's people that look to you, and I'm just talking about the talking heads, if somebody looks up to a talking head based on their collection prowess, and then they say something left field to them, like, wait a minute, what? You don't want to buy the heritage? You don't want to spend $3,000 on this watch? He'd rather go for that? I'm disappointed. Look, I don't collect, you know what I'm saying, as a leader of people. I collect and I report back to you guys what my findings are, okay? It's like, yo, I think this one so far, and I'll go into detail. I'm going to mess with it. I'll come out with another little reaction video or whatever the case is. But yeah, man, you got to collect the way you collect, man. You can't base it off of what somebody else do. You mess up, tell me. It's super funky, and I'm tempted to get one. DK, if my funds was in the position to get it, I would have had that sucker already. 3 people sent me a picture of it when it debuted up there in Chicago. Oh, was it not Chicago? New York. Yeah, I like it. But see, that also took me over to I like Noctua watches, bro. He got 2 models. One model's coming out, I think, January. And just as a tool watch, I like the design of it. I just do. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. Yeah. You know Ben 10? You imagine that once a collector finds his or her design language, right? It is a social experiment. I said this yesterday. It is a social experiment to buy a particular watch because of what people decide is the most popular thing to get, right? So if you rolled up, and I'm gonna pick on Rolex. If you rolled up with a Submariner, right, or let's just say a Datejust, and people didn't pick up on it, but then as you're talking, they're like, "Oh, that's a Rolex." They look at you a different way. Like now, they're gonna they're going to destroy what they thought of you before, and just reimagine you as this super cool person. And it's like, yo, he got a Rolex on, man, that's crazy. And I'm like, yo, I was the same guy before you knew that I had a Rolex on. Like, I'm the same guy. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be an a-hole or a swell type of person. It's just, oh, some watches are a social experiment, man. Just get into a watch that you like, learn your design language, and rock it out. It could be Homage pieces. You could be like, man, I'm not about, because this one, at the time that I saw it, this was one I reached out like, yo, I see you got something. I want to try it out. Okay, sweet. But this come from Amazon, because you know you can try before you buy. And that was $87 at the time, because it was a Cyber Monday or something like that. Price went up, but they do have a. So down in the description, I think I got like 4 or 5 Homage pieces from Pagani and Cassidy. I think that I hope I'm saying that right. Cassidy watches, and I renamed all of them. You gonna check it out in the description. Tell me what you think. I have lived well below my means for years. Now I am comfortable spending whatever on myself. And hey, if you at that point of life, bro, go for it. Nah, when I see a dude wearing a Rolex, I think douchebag, flex. Oh man. Hey bro. One of my homeboys came in and I looked down and I was like, oh, you got a Datejust. He said, yeah, man. And then his brother had on a Submariner. I said, what y'all been doing? I said, bro, these fake. I said, yeah, right. He said, no, I'm telling you, bro, but look, you got boxing papers and everything. I said, He said, you want one? It's $100. Nope, I'm good. I ain't going fake. I do Homage. I ain't doing no fake. No, sir. No, sir. I won't do that. I will pay Pagani, San Martin, whatever they asking for in particular watches. San Martin has a watch right now that is homage to the stopwatch by Grand Seiko. That is something look good. I believe it got an inch 35 in it, but that thing look good. I want to see that. Like, I seen it on just somebody did the video on it. I want to see that sucker in real life, man, real time. I want one. I'm gonna just put it to you like that. When I was in high school, I used to hate on kids wearing Jordans because I wanted them. I couldn't wear Jordans, like, not in my area, man. I grew up in Southside Chicago. If you wasn't gang affiliated or had a big family, the brothers that like beat the brakes off of somebody for trying to take something from you, yeah, they jack you. They jack, man. Jordans, Air Forces, shoot, even Air Pegasus back in the day. If they had Nike on it, they'd be like, man, come up out them shoes. Nah, I'm good on that one. I get them now. But, yeah. And wearing my 125, that's not bad. You got a $125 piece on? Ooh, get jacked with a Rolex and Jordans. You ain't lying. And you go to the wrong area. Hey, what's crazy, man, in the past 2 years, me just watching YouTube, bro, I was looking at how many people are getting robbed in London, right? That was like southern London. They were just getting robbed. They was coming out, man. They were jumping off scooters, man. They had machetes. I was like, man, this is crazy. They over there jacking. But then I went and looked at it, man, watches that are stolen, and then pops up. And South Carolina, Atlanta, California. I was like, yo, doing the same thing. Boy, they picking you out. Like, oh,
Got some nice stuff on, man. Baton Rouge, bro. Like, man, they are robbing folks and they watch us, man. Just give me that. People get yoinked. $125, that's not bad. Yeah, $125 not bad for a watch, man. I respect people that like Jordans, but paying insane amount of prices just because it says Jordan for me is meh. Listen, Oscar, check this out. When I was a kid, I met Jordan, went to one of his basketball camps, right? And we were there for, I want to say it was like 4 or 5 days. Came in, he was doing the dribbles, he was showing us how to dribble through the legs and stuff like that. And he was taking shots, and then, of course, he takes off. Boom, so I'm watching him dunk and everything. Well, he came with shoes. He gave every kid, there were at least 12 of us at this camp. Gave all of us shoes. I was like, yo, that's crazy. So I came home with these shoes, never got a chance to wear them. My mother would never let me wear them. And rightfully so, because people will rob you. They'll kill you for those shoes, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't like my mom at that time. I hated it, but I got it when I got older to keep me safe. But the crazy thing is I grew up during that era. Right? And it's funny watching how popular Jordans are now, and all people get to do now is see like whatever's on YouTube, videos of him, you know, playing stuff like that. I lived that era, so Jordans to me had a different meaning because like this dude was larger than life. Like to see Jordan play, like forget what you see on YouTube. I literally was at the games. I was there watching this man fly through the air, man. Like this dude is phenomenal. And then, like what's crazy is even though I like Jordan, when we got Pippen, that was Pippen and Horace Grant. Horace Grant was two of my favorite players. Then of course we got a crazy Dennis Rodman. But I don't know. It's crazy seeing how popular Jordans still are, and it became a subculture. In a business, people just reselling and selling. But Nike and Jordans got smart. They flooded the markets because back then, when Jordans came out, it was word of mouth, and you had to catch buses or travel to the certain stores that had Jordans. No internet whatsoever. Now people they used to stand in lines, 15, 25 people at 4 o'clock in the morning waiting for a store to open up at 10 to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's crazy where we are now with that. When you can afford it, it's not a lot. When you love basketball, it hits different. Yeah. That would make anyone not wear a Rolex. Man, I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm an adventurous type guy, man. You know, and again, I give the Rolex company so much credit for their marketing. Man, they are freaking crazy. They crazy people. That industry, that company is second to none when it comes to marketing. But when you get into like really loving watches and enjoying watches, there's certain watches that you can see. And granted, Submariner, I like the Submariner obviously because I like dive watches, and I have a couple of Submariner Homage pieces. But then there's other watches that got like some crazy things about them. Keeping in mind, I have one of my favorite Aragons ever. I said this the other day. This is one of my favorite Aragons ever that he's ever built, that he's ever made out of all the watches. And I understand it does not have the Swiss movement in it. It don't have the Miyota 90 nothing 9000 series. Just a regular NH35 movement in it. It's thick, it's like 15 millimeters thick. But God, dog, this watch is a tank, bro. Robust. I like it. Yo, it is YFC. Your favorite celebrity is in the building. And anytime that they come in, you already know that they off the cruise, or maybe they're on the cruise. I don't know if you know this, but they are VIPs to every cruise. They never have to pay for a cruise ever in life because the world just accepted them as the world's best celebrity couple. right? So they get to cruise for free, they get to fly for free. Walmart hails them every year, you know what I'm saying? They hold an event just for those two, you know what I mean? So all the money that you guys spend, you go out and spend online and everything, they take the proceeds and they do a feast for these two people because they are the phenomenal two, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, I've been humbled by having these two people in here right now. Wow. And FYI, just little birdie, let me just give you a little piece. Like Kendrick Lamar, his bars, they came from one half of, YFC. Yeah, she be writing for everybody, man. So, like, everybody got a ghostwriter. She's the ghostwriter's ghostwriter. You feel what I'm saying? Welcome in, though. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys being here. Philly, check Aragon if you want some original designs. I also like Pagani designed Daytona Homage watch. Yeah. Hey, Ristful. Philly, that's the guy, bro. This was one of the original Invicta collectors that I had, man, grown to love, and dude was awesome. When I tell you he's a watch collector, bro, hey, he for real. His watch collection is crazy. Hold on, wait, I missed something. Yeah, that would make it. Okay. Hold up. I got a friend that has a couple Rolexes. I clown him all the time. It's all good, whatever floats your boat. Yeah, also like that. Yep. Ramon, what's going on, bro? Welcome in, man. Invicta in the house. Invicta Showcase in the building. What's going on, man? He's a collector too. This for sure. Hey, I mean, not Risk for Ignorance, but Invicta Showcase. A ghostwriter's writer. Yeah. I know, right? Hey, you should have heard the guy yesterday. Well, I was like, yo, get out of here. Nah, man. Hey, bro, he been rocking with me for a long time, bro. Man, Philly in the building, man. That's my guy, bro. It's been a minute since we got to hang out too, man. But like that's my guy. That's my guy for real. So, man, like, bro, if you ever meet him, he's one of the coolest dudes, man. Yeah. He's like the Fonz, bro. He come in, just light up the room. Everybody love this guy. For real. Not, man, you know what? Here's the deal, man. YFC, they're on YouTube, right? They are season cruisers, a real talk. And they, dude, like, I got a chance to cruise with them last year. Super cool. It's just, I don't know, man. It's like there's certain people that you meet that you're just like, yo, this is crazy. Like, they so down to earth, man. And I don't know, they just compliment a situation. I don't care what it is, they just compliment it, man. I don't care if it's just a smile, they ain't even gotta say nothing. They gestures, oh, hold on, man, we got it. Risk for Ignorance came through with a $2 super chat, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hold up. Doing the running man in the seat, you feel me? Bank head bounce for you, you know what I'm saying? You feel me? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. I'm still thinking getting those homages from Pagani. I'm concerned about the metal. This is my 4th Pagani that I've ever bought. The original, the first Pagani I bought was years ago, and it was like, it was okay. The second one I bought was like, yo, this is crazy. I like this, right? But I think now, they still use 316L still. They still use the same still. You know one thing though? I'm gonna say this. When I see companies like Aragon and Pagani, like as far as their metals is concerned, like they're on par with each other. I'm looking at it, and he's been doing this for about 30 years. I believe he's been doing this for 30 years. I don't know how long Pagani's been in business. I do not know. I'm gonna have to fact check that. Now, The one thing I would say about this model right here, I would say there's another. C Stern has shown that they can put out some heat. If you decide to get this one, I would say go with the C Stern over this one. I would say go with the C Stern over this one. And I haven't even seen the C Stern one, but I'm telling you, their quality is a tad bit better than that one. And I ain't even seen it yet, but because I have a couple in my collection, yeah. But Pagani do put out pretty good. San Martin too. I don't know if San Martin has that. San Martin is a different animal. No, this is what I was gonna say. The point I was gonna make was one thing that I've seen, even though these Homage companies are mimicking a proven design, in some cases, like their loom can shine brighter. In some cases, depending on the model, it's a better fit, and it gives you that satisfaction that you got a pretty solid watch on your wrist. And then it's like, wait a minute, if I pay let's say $250 for a watch that has either PT 5000, which still is the high beat, or a Miyota high beat movement, or sometimes they throw this Elite 200 in there, and you pay less than I'm gonna say between $250 to $300. Let's say the highest on the high end, $400. Then why am I paying $2,000 for some of these watches? Space G, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Megazoid, what up, man? Appreciate you being here. Had to switch accounts for the stickers. You're petty. You stupid, bro. You crazy. Yeah, this coffee cold right now. That's all right, though. That is all right. I appreciate that, though, man. I appreciate the super stickers. Space G. Oh, that's funny. Well, Oscar, I'm gonna tell you though, man. When it comes to, like, just from my experience in Pagani and stuff like that, yeah, it has held up. And I've actually taken them out on multiple vacations with me. I've taken them out, working out in the gym in certain situations, so I don't have a problem with it. Like my beater watches, I beat the brakes off of them. But again, you can spend a decent amount of money on a Homage. And I brought this one on purpose because this one right here, look at that right there. Now, some refer to this as a Tudor Homage. I have said this right here looks closer to the first Submariner, which Tudor is a homage, in my opinion, is a homage to the Submariner. And I think there was an actual Tudor Submariner. Yo, we got a super chat. We got a super chat right here from my man Megazoid. Thank you very much. You get all that. Hey, check this out. Show you something. Look, that's not. You see that? That's called a super chat.
Super chat.
Yeah.
Hey. Hey.
I got it. See, it makes you want to dance.
It just sounds good.
Sneak attack. No, she take care of me every time I come in here, man. Every time I come in here. Godfather, oh, Godfather, aka Mr. Fantastic. Salute. Hey, so check this out. Because I got some people in here to, like, if you just got here, today we are acknowledging the resilience of the people that suffered through Pearl Harbor, right? And I'm telling you this. My dad, it's crazy. My dad's birthday is tomorrow, but my dad passed away in 2017, but he was born 3 years before this attack on Pearl Harbor, right? So he was 3 years old when this happened, right? Which is crazy. Now, looking at the story, right? Once, if you know anything about the attack on Pearl Harbor, the Japanese did, they hit the United States so hard, so hard. I mean, we're talking, think about this, over 2,400 soldiers died 80 years ago. They had no idea what's going on. And I'm gonna tell you something else too. If you look past the movie and read about what happened in Pearl Harbor, we had two opportunities actually to ward that. I mean, to fort that, destroy that, or eliminate, avoid. That's the word I'm looking for. Avoid that attack. One was we actually saw their sub and sank their sub, right? And then we saw like they thought that it was like B-52 bombers. They thought it was coming back in from mission or whatever. They were coming from a different direction than if they were coming, the Japanese coming from from their area, right? So we had two opportunities, and that just showed me that you have to pay attention, right? He places, he kills. That's one thing I learned when I was in the military. Before I went to Iraq, we used to have all these pictures of soldiers that got hurt or killed because of their complacency, right? And it's unfortunate that it happened, but they woke up a sleeping giant. And I like to celebrate the resiliency of the Navy, because even though they got their teeth kicked in, they came back, and you know the story. You know what happened after that. Head on a swivel, yes sir. Prevent, thank you. That's another word. I was thinking of avoid. I was like, I'm just going through all kind of words. But my mind is all over the place, because like every year during this time, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what it is. Like Veterans Day, I think about what our soldiers had to go through. I know when you're in war, it's really, in my opinion, man, it's really no winners, man. Like the boots on the ground, bro. Like I've seen people, die for the flag, right? One thing I will say that I just hope happens for us, you know what I'm saying? Like United States, and I understand, keep in mind, there's other nations that watch this channel. There's other nations that watch this channel, and I do not disregard you for the nation that you live in, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you want dexterity and just to prosper wherever nation you are. But as far as the history of the United States, currently, we are so divided, man. We are so divided in so many different ways. And I'm like, being somebody that fought for that flag that we swear by, I don't care what side of the flagpole you're on, man. I'm like, dude, you got men and women that fight, currently is fighting for you. I don't know, like DK, man, he's a soldier in here, bro. Like, there's people fighting for your liberties, man, for the protection of this nation. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Back to the watches, because I don't want to get into the. I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you for the salute. Thank you guys for the watch. And if you guys are just getting in here, I'll just unbox this piece right here, which is the Doxa Sub Homage. And there are some significant differences of this watch. It does not have a date. It has an NH38 in it. Does not have a Swiss movement. Does not have the same characters, but it does have the characteristics of the original. And I do know this on here off top. Y'all know me. I'm a bezel guy. If you go slow, it's like, okay. But the ratcheting, and it got a lot of play. It got some decent bounce on it. Nah, not a fan of the bezel. Really not. And I still think, like, visually, it's a nice looking watch. Hold up, now I gotta satisfy my ears, man. I gotta get that good. There we go. Yeah. Nomadic came through. Yeah. Now, Homage. Let me get back to that. Homage piece, right? This is over $1,000. And you do have Homage pieces that come in around anywhere from 85 to $300, right? For an affordable Homage. This one is bringing their own history, because the Nomadic is an actual tender, a ship, like a little boat that they used to take patrons and mail to the Titanic. So the Nomadic is an actual thing. And that right there represents the rotor of the Titanic. There's a lot of history that they brought and infused in their watches. So there's a little difference. So if you're going to be paying for something, one, you got to watch this built in Belfast, right? Test it. It has a Swiss movement. It has a Salida 200 in that thing, but they test it. So that you're paying for the watchmaker. You're paying for. Oh, here's the other thing too, that the finishing on this watch, I've seen it in comparison. I took this watch to an AD, to two of them, and I asked them their opinions of the watch. They liked the watch, and I was like, hey, just brutal. And I wasn't recording, so just me telling you, there were two well-known ADs that I took this to, and they loved the watch. They was like, the finish on this thing is amazing, right? And I told them the story. They looked at it front and back. They loved the rotor, and they loved the adjustment system on it, right? But when I told them the story, you know, Belfast, where it came from, that just added value for them for this watch, and it's well constructed. But are you willing to spend $1,000 or $1,100 on a watch, right? And I can tell you this: I know that the people that designed this watch, they did choose a great design to model after, which I'm saying is not the Black Bay. I'm saying the original, the 1953 Rolex. It just happened to be green, and they got different colorways. I think that's a great design. If you're gonna model something after, why not? That's just my opinion. But you may not want to spend $1,100. My grandfather said he and his brother went to play with their friends in Yamamanos, and there was nobody home. They found out days later they were sent to. Oh, wow. Wow, bro. Where can I find those nomadics? They are not, there's only two spots. It's either their website, they'll ship it to you, or if they come to an event, Chicago, New York, I don't know if they're gonna go to Intersect, whatever event that's going on, or watch fair, they're normally there. Oh, they're coming to Wind Up. No, Minutes and Hours, they'll be there. Minutes and Hours in Chicago in March, I think it is. I think at the end of March, which I'll be there. And they just launched either 2 or 3 new watches. I think they just launched 2 or 3 new watches. Man, I'm talking about, I'm gonna tell you, me personally, man, and I'm not saying this for you to go out and buy this from them, but I was so hesitant. I'm like, yo, $1,000 is a lot to spend on a watch, man. I'll be honest, tell you the truth, man. $1,000 on a watch? Bro, as long as I had been collecting Invicta, I would never get into those 7750s, because at the time when I learned about the Value 7750 in their pieces, they were $1,100, $1,200, in some cases $1,500. So for those original, and these ones, it's like even the Salida 500 ones, what was it? Gosh, Black Panther, right? The Punisher, and those in that 47 millimeter Pro Diver with the Salida 500, that watch was like $1,277, and I didn't buy it then. That was on value pay, because I could have been paying, you know what I'm saying, for 6 months and paying it off. I didn't do it then. So like now, fast forward 7 or 8 years, now you're telling me that there's a brand, a company that I have no idea about. I don't know the history of it, but of course I dug in because I was at the fair, and I picked this watch up. This colorway. Now, I'm gonna tell you what this watch is. The new rendition, this is a 2024 version. The one I saw was a 2023 version. And what they did for, when I went down to Texas, they had that back there, but the lug was longer. I think it was actually thicker too. It was a little thicker than this, right? And it had a ghost position. It had the Salida 200 ghost position. This one, they shortened the lug. They made it flatter. They kept that in there because this was a part of a number limited design that they brought out last year. And they just made the watch overall. And then, of course, the brushing on it. So they retooled this watch, brought it out for around the same price. And I picked up on it. And I don't regret it. $1,000 is a lot. It's a lot. However, this is this is a watch. This is a nice dive watch, in my humble opinion. 47 to 48 is a great size for a statement piece. Stainless. Yeah. Oh yeah, if you're talking about that Pagani, yeah, it's still stainless. And I'm looking at it, got mild brushing on it, circular brushing on it. Not bad. Was it plastic on the thing? Hold up. I was like, oh, that look kind of dull, but it's plastic on the side case. You go ahead and pull that off. Ooh. Now you got this. Look at that. Ooh, shiny, shiny. Yeah. Ooh. Probably be the best $125 that you spent. Not really, but oh, in the description, I have the Pagani No Time to Design. That's what I named it. I actually got that off of somebody's YouTube page, so I can't say that I created that name, but the rest of them I came up with myself. And even if you just go in my description page just to see what I wrote about the watches that you can pick up from Amazon. I think I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna keep this watch. They gave me the option to send it back. I think I'm gonna keep this. I think I'm gonna keep it. I actually like it. And I'm curious about getting the actual Doxa, which this, I don't know, this kind of I want to Doxa now. This is cool. I don't know, it's just that cushion, bro. Like now I'm curious. I got to get my hands on a real Doxa. Yeah, I'm really feeling this. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting next to my Aragon, which I think Aragon, Wing does a great job on Aragon. And his designs are his. But yeah, I think this is a great, you know what I'm saying? I'm not against Homage pieces, man. I think they're pretty nice. That's a dope looking watch, man. Just sitting, like the way it's sitting right here. Yeah, it's not bad. It does look like the real Doxa though. Yeah, I don't think I have tried on that case size before. I should see how it fits. Yeah, Ben 10, I'm gonna need you to start trying some watches out. Dwight, what's going on? Good morning, good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. I have the same military PVD, the same case. I really enjoyed it. Oh, okay. Synchron, is that what they're Synchron? Military PVD. Nate Dogg in the building. Salute to all Navy vets, USS Whidbey Island, LSD 41. I didn't see that one. Thank you for putting that in there. Yeah, I salute. Man, you know what? I listened to a lot of the statements or testimonies from the surviving soldiers. And today I just pay tribute and honor to those that survived that horrendous day. But the resiliency, losing a fight, sneak attack, that was like one of the worst days in history. And we've had some dark days, man. Be it sickness, COVID was another bad area. That was for the worldwide. And I think the worst, New York suffered the worst. Boy, New York they lost so many people. I think they had over 100,000 people die from COVID during New York during 2020 to 2021. I think it was like over 100,000 people died in New York. 9/11, another tragic day in American history. Horrible, horrendous. Ugh. I think that people are against larger watches not only because of the size, the lack of confidence. You know what? You have to try on a large watch. a large watch, if it finds itself on your wrist, is something that you gravitate towards because you like the style, you love the way it looks on your wrist. On YouTube, there you'll see videos that say the proper way to wear a watch or the proper size for a watch. I personally don't believe like that is subjective, right? That is based on that person, whoever the author of that YouTube channel and that video feels that a larger watch does not need to be on somebody's wrist that wears 6 1/4. Because I can tell you, you got some people in here right now that's watching that have a small wrist that wear a larger watch. Now, some may say that looks silly on your wrist. That's not the proper use. And that applies to you. If you're judging that person, if you're looking at somebody and saying, hey, that watch does not fit properly on your wrist and you shouldn't be doing that. You can't tell that person. That's your opinion, that stays with you. That person feels the need to wear that watch, and trust me, if you have a 6 1/4 inch wrist and you're wearing a 50 millimeter timepiece with a 55 millimeter lug to lug, and that thing got the little gaping space in there, and you like it, you got that sucker tight to your wrist, that's what you want to wear. Who am I to complain? Who am I to say anything? That's what you like. Now, I will say this, wearing a large watch, a watch that's like 200 grams or more, those watches that weigh a pound, you wear the thing loose, you're gonna have some wrist fatigue, and like when it's hitting that bone from you moving back and forth, you're gonna pay for that. Now that's a fact. That's a fact. But if you like that big watch, all I can tell you is one of two things you can do. You can either have that bracelet tied down as tight as possible, or do the NATO style. That way it's more of a balancing act. Or rubber. You know what I'm saying? So you can tie that sucker down. If you light skin, you're gonna bruise yourself, but hey, if you like it, that's on you. Be for people with bigger wrists, which is going to look better than people with small, look like a fool. And see, Oscar, here's the deal. Bro, there's people that will argue that. They be like, because I know personally, at least a dozen collectors right now, small wrists, and they wear some big watches, huge watches. Now, when I first got into Invicta watches, man, I was wearing, I was saying that the 47 millimeter was always my sweet spot, off top. Now, I always marveled at the bigger ones, man, because you just see all type of details, like, oh, this is lovely. And I was wearing a 56 millimeter. Well, the bezel was 56 millimeter. The rest of the watch, from crown to case, was about 58 and change. Lug to lug was like 55, 56 millimeters, right? Big, I'm talking about huge watch. And I'm rocking this sucker, man. You couldn't tell me nothing, man. I'm like, yeah, man. And I felt the fatigue. I felt like my wrist. I said, God, dog. And I hit every doorpost, counter. I scratched my car up. And I said, man, over time, I said, nah. I started getting rid of some of those big pieces, man. I was getting rid of them. I said, nah, I can't do it. And I got tired of my arm. Like, wrist fatigue. I was like, man, no, I don't feel like doing this no more. So I started gravitating down. I started coming down. Now, respectfully, I think those bigger watches you have to put more design on it. It has to, like, when you got something that big and massive, you're like, yo, you have to put details that people can see, that they can marvel, because it becomes a museum piece on your wrist. You're like, yo. So now I still own some of those larger pieces, but they're not worn. They're used for one of a few things. If somebody wanted the watch, I would sell it, right, and take the proceeds and give it to like either veterans or cancer research. So that's what I keep or I just keep them for the integrity of telling the story about like my whole Invicta experience. So, but I don't wear them anymore. They're treated like retired battleships. People come in, look at it, it's a museum, good to go. I don't wear it. I can get away with it because I got a big frame, but I don't want to. It makes me tired. Big watches for big people. Makes sense. But I'd assume I probably look goofy, not confident. You crazy, bro. I agree. If my wrist too small, wearing 47 millimeter will not get the late. Oh man. Oh, 52 millimeters are up for me, baby. Yeah, hey, Dwight, I'm telling you something, and you wear it well, bro, because you got, man, your swag is on a million, bro. I promise, your swag is so tough, man. It's just something about, I love the way when you come and you strut, you own it, bro. I promise. And you so confident in just your aura. I'm like, man, that's a cool, before I knew who you were, I was like, that's a cool dude. They said, man, that's Dwight, that's the one guy. I was like, oh, then, man, bro, you got swag for real, bro. I'm 5'1" and wearing a 58 millimeter Cooler Prestige, rose gold, chocolate, white dial right now. Hey, see what I tell you? I'm telling you, man. Hey, bro, Philly in the building. He's short, biggest man. The dude is larger than life, man. Larger than life. One of my favorite people that I met from Invicta. My dad had a big watch years ago. Yeah, nothing on it except numbers. I have a 52, 48, 45, 40 is my comfort zone. Dress watches that are 38 to 40. Love. It's perfect for me. Okay. Wearing a Hamilton Murph today, going to see Interstellar again and IMAX. Oh, man. Let me ask you guys something. I just want to ask you something. Do you guys think there should have been an Interstellar 2? For those that seen the movie, do you think that there should have been a legacy to the Interstellar movie? And I'm gonna tell you off top, like because this was a conversation we were having because I was kind of taken back when Hamilton announced that they were making the Murph, the new Murph, the white one, right? And they're still calling it the Murph. It has no ties to the original movie. It would only, to me, in my opinion, would only make sense if there was a Interstellar movie or Interstellar legacy type of something. But then I'm like, how do you make a part 2 to Interstellar? Not unless it's like you can't tell that same story. Like I personally don't think you can do it. Interstellar was a one and done, one of the best movies that I've ever seen, bro. One of the best movies I've ever seen, ever, in life. Great movie, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm here for the unboxing. Do you have the watch? Yes. The unboxing was, hold up. Let's do this over. For those that just came on. Now, of course, I can't do the cutting of the wrapping paper and stuff like that, but I'm doing unboxing. Let's take it from the top, shall we? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do have one Pagani box with a watch that you may or may not have seen before. Okay, all right. So, drum roll, please. Imagine in your head that it's like, there you go. Typical Pagani box fashion. Yes, you have the cloth. And there you have it. One Pagani design. Homage to one of the greatest dive watches in history. The original Doxa Sub was created in 1967 and has been used in so many different variations. It is the original is a professional dive watch with 300 meters, which is tested at 300 meters. And if you didn't know this, most watches if not all, but I know most watch companies do test past the 300 meters, right? So your watch could possibly go 410 meters. Who knows? I wouldn't try that, but could actually have your watches tested, right? If you have an AD that's willing to do it. Keyword, willing. But this is it. It's an entirety. It has an NH38. This watch does have 300 meters, or is boasting 300 meters of water resistancy. Is that true or not? Again, if you want to have it tested to prove that fact, and the company's willing to do it, go right ahead. And if it explodes, it'll cost you $125. That'll be $125 going down the drain. Or maybe not, because you've seen that your watch blew past the 300 meters. Either way, this is the watch. A homage to one of the greatest dive watches ever made. Is that a bold statement that I just made? Nope, it is. It is amongst one of the greatest dive watches ever made. Doxa Sub has proven themselves. You say names like Jack Cousteau? Yep. We had a military guy here earlier that said that this was actually used in a project or on the sub or something like that. So it went to like crazy depths. This thing will go deeper than, I mean, think about this. I take my watches out to go swim in when I go on vacations. I had this in the water, took this out with me, and this thing, how many meters? I think this is 200 meters. Yep, 200 meters, 660 feet. And the furthest I will take this watch is 20 feet of me swimming down in the ocean or whatever. And, or pool. I'm not going 20 meters because to go 20 feet down means that there's an animal that's bigger than me that can see me. I'm cool. I respect the ocean. I promise you I do. I don't play with the ocean like that. I come in waist deep, and I know there's certain animals that can come up there, but I could like, look, gotta be clear blue. I can see. You start getting out there and you start going down past 10, 15 feet, there's something that can reach out and grab you. So I don't mess with it. You ain't have to worry about water depth. And then barracudas are real, okay? Barracuda, see this thing shining, no sun coming down, and it's hitting off? Oh yeah, you about to be lunch, baby. So there's your unboxing. I have the 42 millimeter Murph. Let it in where it is. Now, it would look silly for a small wrist to wear a huge watch. Not stylish at all.
So you're doing full day?
42 is big on you. If my wrist was 8.25, I'd wear 44 through 47. Uh-oh. I'm 6'4", 260 with a 7/4. My dailies are 43. Helm. As long as you're watching 45, 43, respectfully. On everybody's size, I mean, y'all tuning in with your sizes. Chiming in with your sizes. Hey, I own a vintage small watch around 30 millimeters up to 65 millimeters. I'm going to tell you the biggest watch I've ever seen in my entire life was a Shaq piece about 3 years ago. Was it 2? Yeah, about 3 years ago. I went out to Maryland and went to an Invicta event, and Shaq, of course, Shaq had jumped on the scene in 2020, I think it was. During COVID, he announced his partnership with Invicta, and he was coming out with different watches, man. But by 2022, he made this 65 millimeter. Man, this watch was humongous. And you see the back of my wrist? I mean, I put that thing, it dwarfed my fist, man. I ain't got no small fist, bro. Like, that thing dwarfed my junk. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Who wearing that, bro? I'm talking about, it reminded me of Captain America's shield, bro. Like, I'm going into battle with this sucker, bro. Like, if I was going into, like, a war, and they got, you know what I'm saying, swords and stuff, bro, I'm bing, pow, bing, stab. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that thing was huge. I put it on. It was stupid heavy, too. I said, bro, this is overkill. I was like, man, if I seen Shaq, I'm like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like that look regular on Shaq, cause Shaq big dude. But that watch, man, that was humongous, man. I was like, this is crazy. It is crazy, man. Hold on one time. My grandbaby is coming over to the house. She is. I want to go take her to go see Moana, but her mother wanted to take her, so I was like, all right, I stepped off, back away. I'm just a grandparent. Oh, I ain't messing with no sharks, bro. You know, several years ago, we go out to Virginia Beach. We're in a hotel on the beach. We having fun. We took the kids out. We went to an amusement park. Just touring, like we were there for like 4 or 5 days, right? I get up in the morning and I'm going down to the beach, right? And what do I see? A freaking shark. I said, yes, sir, I'm done. I'm not going out there in that water. I'm not putting my toe in that water. I'm not playing with, like, man, dude, that's all I had to see. I seen one shark. And I was, nope. That's what I said, bro. Like, that's their territory. And I love going to the beach. I love beach. And I come to my knees. I sit down, let it just splash on me and stuff like that. I'm not going out there swimming. I go to the swimming pool. Swimming, that's controlled. I'm good with that. I ain't worried about it. If you think man, heck no. Mess with them sharks, man, barracudas and stuff. I'm crazy. I just bought it just because 65 millimeters is a weapon. What I just say? Ain't even read your comment, bro. Diesel watches, man. You know what's crazy? I was looking at the Diesel watch in comparison. I did a comparison to Diesel to Invicta, that large size. Invicta had Diesel heads, bro. It's, you know what I'm saying? Because the Diesel just didn't have that feel, and the dial looked kind of cheap and cheesy to me. Invicta did put some effort into their design at that size, the 58 millimeters. 65 millimeters would make RoboCop blush. He said so. Batman utility. Hey, you stupid. Oh my gosh. I feel like I got my grill without knowing it. When I won this RGM program. What? We were talking about RGM last night. So I was watching. I was on the Watch Hangout last night, man. And I do appreciate those guys, man. They shouted me out last night, and I think some people came over and subscribed to the channel, so I appreciate that. But they talked about what's his name, Archie Luxury, right? And it's funny how those channels, those talking heads, if you will, how they interact with each other and they're going back and forth, man. And Archie, like, as long as I've been knowing, because I've been watching Archie before I started watching all these different channels, you know, the Colony and stuff like that. Dude is crazy. I said, man, he gonna mess around with an aneurysm, like the way he be talking about certain things, utter garbage and all that stuff he's doing. He's be going through some stuff, man. Weird dude, in my opinion. Archie Luxury is a weird dude. But like that, the relationships between those type of channels is crazy. I think it is great. I'm like, y'all on a whole different level. It's comical. But I know Archie, he talked about Invicta in one, and he just said nothing good about it, which he had. That's his stick. But I know there's so many different people, and the one thing that people can't talk to talk about is the community, unless you are embedded in it or know somebody that's embedded in it. You have no idea. You can say Invicta's a waste of time. I'm like, you tell that to the millions of people that collect. And then there's people within the Invicta community that don't even know that there's a community of Invicta collectors, which is weird. Go on a cruise and talk to somebody that's wearing an Invicta. That's the only time they come across Invictas, when they go on a cruise, they buy it, they love it, and then they'll mess around and meet somebody that is heavy into Invicta. They're like, I didn't know there was a community of people. Go on Facebook. Go on Facebook. There's hundreds of thousands of them. Flavor Flav. Just found you, Tennessee. Please post that. You know, I talked to the community is weird, Trap. It is. The Invicta community is legion. Oh, man, that's weird. Made me weak. I promise. Oh, oh man. Oh my gosh. Hey, that RGM. It's funny. We were just talking about RGM last night. I'm gonna have to go up to. I don't know if they still got that piece over there at Kokomo. It's an RGM over there, I believe. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. Them watch. Y'all know Kokomo has their own watch. It's called the Time Machine. When I go up there, we're going to talk about that because that is one of the best kept secrets, man. And I would say the price, it is a sticker shock to some. Because I talked about it. I covered this watch about a year, maybe 2 years ago. And the first thing that people said in the comment section, that watch is too expensive for what it is. And I was like, well, do you know? I mean, you have to look at it first. I was like, I hear people talk about craftsmanship and paying attention to detail and people that have continued horology in the way of creating a watch. And they're building this watch. They're literally building this watch. So you have to I'm gonna go up there, talk to them, and we'll do a recap of the watch so you'll see and know exactly what it is. You'll see it on the wrist. I think it's a phenomenal watch because there's some companies right now that are like, what's that, Zero West? I think they make a good looking watch. I've yet to have one in my hand, but their watch is expensive too. Yeah, real expensive. But I told them in Kokomo that I would like to have one of these watches at one point because I think it's an heirloom. It's something nice to have. Plus, it's built here in Indiana. It's not Swiss made. It's an actual built watch. Robert Wood, what's going on, brother? Love RGM, of course. Channels sleep on their brand. I can tell you this with a certainty that there are a lot of watches that you don't know about that's out there because the main watches have to stay in circulation. They have to stay on the lips of YouTubers that are significant, right? Whether they have 14,000 subscribers or 1.5 mil. Yeah, so your Omega just came out with that. I get some people are calling it the No Time to Die Part 2 because it's a bronze watch. It's built on it looks just like the No Time to Die. And they want at least, is it $1,000 more than the No Time to Die? Or $1,100 more? I know that I looked at 5 channels now that talked about this watch. And I mean, I like the colorway, I do. But I would get me personally, I just get a Seamaster, man. If you go, Seamaster run you if you bought a pre-owned Seamaster, you can get one for about $2,500. If you bought a brand new, it's like $53 and some change, unless they work out a deal with you. You walk out paying $5,000 with it. If you got $5,000 that you just, But I don't know, man. I don't know. Like with me, it'd be kind of a toss-up. If I'm talking a $5,000 watch, it'd be a toss-up between the Tudor and that Omega Seamaster. Tudor would be a lot cheaper, but who knows? Whatever. Been to RGM in PA and was very impressed. It's where I won a Model 25. I do my research on watches all the time and have seen loads of true gems.
What is that? Gazzilla's watch brand out there? Oh, you asking, is there? Okay. I've never heard of that either. Never heard of that. So good morning, happy Saturday. After the meetup, it's a toss-up between the 801 Enamel and the Model 20. Which is why talking about the same old as well. Old. Yes. Yes, I will say that. I agree with you. I do agree with you. It's gazillion, as in a lot. Oh, okay, that's what you were saying. Okay, all right. I thought you were talking about that was a watch company. I got you. Yeah, man, I want to learn more about stuff, man. Like, and sometimes, like, you don't know where to search. But there is, what I can tell you, there's a new micro brand micro brand popping up. Seems like every other week. I got a new pop up on, Facebook. They haven't responded to me. I reached out to them for a sample. I sent it back to him, but yeah. There's some watches, there's some new stuff. And then, like, how much new can you do, really? You know, that's the other thing, too, about micro brands. I was like, man, every design has been touched already. Like, and then if you do something very exotic and crazy, like Manasseh, man, I think they are a front runner for what company is that I say they rival? Oh, Grand Seiko. And I say, man, I was looking at both of those side by side, and I was like, yo, their designs are crazy, but their dials are just, it's beautiful. And the way it's engineered, I don't even know the name of this one piece, but it's just the way the light travels through, how it comes up, it's crazy. On display. Now, of course, it's not going to be on your wrist like that. But it looks like on your wrist, it looks like the dial is free floating. That's the crazy thing. I'm like, yo, that's amazing. That is amazing. Let's see, Trap last night they only showed the one model and not the real bangers. Yeah, I saw that. This is having a CNC machine and 3D printers nowadays. It does allow you to almost the designs and materials that you can use to create a watch. As a matter of fact, there is a company. You know what, Oscar? I don't have it on me, but the visitor watch. I know he's working on something because I saw he's been hinting to something. He showed the crown, him cutting out the crown or something like that. But I know Visitor is definitely about to drop something, and I think his designs are amazing. I'll wait. I know a little bit of what's going on, just from what I've seen on, but I don't know a lot of it. Enough to put a definite, hey, this is what Visitor's about to do. So whenever he launches that, I have the pleasure of just reaching out, because you can book time scheduled to actually go to the his showcase, and then just whatever he's working on, I could talk about it. Oh man, we've been on for an hour and 34 minutes. That's crazy. That Bill watches plastic and design from 3D printers. There's a company not too far from me. It's about maybe 15 minutes. They have their 3D printing, and the guy was showing me how like he was designing watches on this 3D printer that you can buy. And the printer itself is like, I think it's like $250.
right? And it's crazy. As long as you have the application for it, man, that thing will print you off like this right there. It can print you off the actual design of the watch that you're looking for. Man, it's crazy. Like you feed it this plastic and it just threads it. Man, I was looking, I said, man, that's wild. And yeah, and you know the crazy thing is, you can actually design that thing to put, like you can turn it like into a real watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, or a clock or something like that. Let's see. Yep. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yep, so, all right, we're going to end right here, man. So anyway, 16 people in here got 11 thumbs up. If you hadn't hit that thumbs up, man, please hit that before we get about this thing. So YouTube would be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? They had fun or whatever the case is. If you are not a part of the family here, all these people in here, man, go ahead and subscribe. If you want to be a member, you can be a member. We can talk about it. But the one thing leading into this Christmas season, man, regardless of the gifts or whatever, man, I hope everybody have a blessed holidays. It's going to be hard for some. We lost loved ones along the way, and funds may be tight, which is tight for a lot of people. Man, be thankful for what you got. If you got a roof over your head, man, you win it. You're doing better than a lot of folks, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I'm about to bounce up out of here. Appreciate you guys for watching and keeping me company for 1 hour and 36 minutes and 30 seconds and counting. So appreciate you guys. And until the next lightning strike, y'all be blessed.